So the Quran warns us that the people who are cheering the loudest for your downfall are probably the ones who envied you first. Welcome back to the Quran, but English this time, where I'm reading the English translation of the Quran because growing up they taught me the Arabic version of it to memorize, but not what the book was actually saying. So we're fixing that by reading the English translation. In this episode, we are going through Surah 113, Al Falaq, which translates to the daybreak or the dawn, depending on which translation you're reading. It's short, so I'm just going to read it out loud. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Say, O Prophet, I seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak, from the evil of whatever he has created, and from the evil of the night when it grows, and from the evil of those witches casting spells by blowing onto knots, and from the evil of the envier when they envy. The overall theme here is seeking protection against all evil, okay? And if you watched my last video on Surah 114, you'll notice that these two surahs together are companion pieces. In 114, we're asking God for protection against evil whispers, which I understood as being internal evils. These are the sinful desires, the bad influences that creep into your own mind. But then in this one, in 113, we're asking for protection against external evils, things outside of yourself that could still pose as a danger to you. And I love that the book ends this way, because you have 114 that protects you from yourself, and then you have 113 that protects you from the world. And so as we go backwards, we're like peeling back on all the different layers. Something I want to point out with this is that the surah specifically asks for protection against witchcraft and then also the evil of an envier in the same kind of breath in the same chapter. And for me, putting those two things in the same breath is telling, because witchcraft is obviously like very dark, it's very scary, it's dangerous. And the Quran is saying that envy sits right next to that, so in terms of harm it can cause you, jealousy, it's that serious. And I feel like oftentimes witchcraft kind of does come because of the envy that someone may have for you. They'll turn to witchcraft to try and do you harm. And honestly, that tracks. I feel like those who are mad at you will be the ones who are like cheering the loudest for your downfall. We know this, but seeing it written out here is as like something you should actively seek God's protection from, the envy of a different person, as well as like the witchcraft that they may put on you. It's different. I'm also a little bit curious because envy is like one of the 7 deadly sins that we've seen. It's like a trope in literature. And so I wonder if we'll be, exploring that theme more deeply as we go further into the book. Like, I feel like this won't be the last time that this is talked about. If you have any further thoughts on this, if you think I missed anything, if you interpreted this differently, then definitely leave a comment on it. But if not, then that's Surah 113. Next episode will be Surah 112. I will see you there.